Hello children, how are you doing? I'm sure you're enjoying learning all the grammar topics. Children, since we have already studied the topic action words or verbs, it is important that we now study the related grammar topic. Yes, you guessed it right. We are going to study today the topic adverbs. So let's start. Adverbs. Children, look at these pictures here and see what is being shown here. What are they doing? A boy is writing something, another one is reading a newspaper, and a lady is cooking food. Now, think about how these actions were done. You can think of different words. How are these people doing these actions? So, the words you might have written are describing these action words. So, these are called adverbs. Now, let's delve deeper into this topic. Adverbs. The words used to describe action words or verbs are called adverbs. They add more meaning to a verb, an adjective or another adverb. बच्चों यहाँ याद रखने वाली वो बात है कि ये वर्ड्स ना सिर्फ वर्ब्स के एक्शंस को डिस्क्राइब करते हैं कि वो काम कैसे हुआ, बट ऑल्सो अबाउट एन एडजेक्टिव और अनदर एडवर्ब. सो हियर वी विल highlight what is important. They add more meaning to a verb, also might be to an adjective or another adverb, all three. So read these given examples of sentences here and try to circle the adverbs in them. Now we will study in detail the types of adverbs. First being the adverb of manner. Words that show how an action is completed are called adverbs of manner. मतलब हमें ये पता चलता है कि कोई काम कैसे किया गया. Hence the key word to remember here is manner. वो कैसे हुआ? Manner and the question we will remember is how. तो इस टाइप में आप हमेशा ये क्वेश्चन करेंगे कि ये काम कैसे हुआ. How an action was completed, and if you get an answer, that means that is the adverb of manner. For example, the train was moving slowly. He picked up the bag quickly. How was the train moving? Yes, slowly. How did he pick up the bag? Quickly. So, these are the adverbs here. Some commonly used adverbs of manner are suddenly, softly, slowly, happily, loudly, and quickly. In most cases, the suffix ly is added to the adjectives to form adverbs of manner. So, all these words that you see in adverbs of manner have something in common. All are ly ending words. We move on to the next type, adverbs of place. The second type. Words that tell us where an action is completed are called adverbs of place. The place word itself is self-explanatory. हमें ये पता चलता है कि कोई एक्शन कहाँ पर हुआ. So, where. For example, the mangoes are inside the refrigerator. The petrol pump is 1 kilometer ahead. Some commonly used adverbs of place are ahead, anywhere, everywhere, here, somewhere, nowhere, backwards, forwards, inside, outside, near or indoors. The next type is adverbs of time. Children, words that tell us about the time when an action is completed are called adverbs of time. इस टाइप से हमें ये पता चलता है कि कोई एक्शन जब कंप्लीट हुआ तो कब हुआ. So you can always ask this question when. If you get an answer, that is the adverb of time. For example, I have come back from the gym just now. Her wedding is tomorrow. When did I come back from the gym? Just now. So it is telling us the time of this action. Her wedding is tomorrow. When is it? Tomorrow. Some commonly used adverbs of time are already, tomorrow, today, early and yesterday. The next type is adverbs of frequency. Words that tell us about how often an action is repeated are called adverbs of frequency. It tells us what is the frequency of that action. How often, कितनी बार, कितनी जल्दी जल्दी वो action हुआ या कितनी देर में. So the key word to remember and ask is how often. For example, I frequently check my mails. How often do I check my mails? मैं कितनी बार अपनी मेल्स चेक करती हूँ? कभी नहीं, कभी कभी या frequently. She prays regularly. When does she pray? How often does she pray? Regularly. So this is the adverb of frequency here. Some commonly used adverbs of frequency are daily, always, weekly, seldom. Seldom means never. Sometimes, rarely means not common. Normally, usually, regularly, occasionally, hardly and annually. These are the examples. Next we move on to another type called adverbs of degree. Words that tell us to what degree an action is completed are called adverbs of degree. Or you can also understand that it shows us the intensity of an action. For example, this pickle is too bitter. कितना bitter है वो? उसकी intensity कितनी ज़्यादा है? Too bitter, बहुत ज़्यादा कड़वा है. It is going to be terribly hot today. How much? How much hot? Terribly hot. So you can also remember the question here, how much? Some commonly used adverbs of degree are entirely, completely, to, fairly, rather, barely, thoroughly, perfectly, incredibly, intensely, simply and hardly. Children, here one point to remember. Some of the examples here are ly ending words. So आप उन्हें adverb of manner से confuse ना करें. इसके लिए आपको पूरा sentence अच्छे से पढ़ना होगा और उसका meaning समझना होगा कि वो adverb of manner हमें बता रहा है कि वो action कैसा हुआ या degree कि कितनी intensity के साथ वो action हुआ. So that's why try to differentiate them properly. Now we move on to the next type, that is interrogative adverbs. As the name suggests, interrogative comes from the main verb interrogation, means to ask. Interrogative adverbs. Interrogative adverbs are used for asking questions. So this is the key word for us to remember. They are used to ask questions about manner, place, time, frequency, degree, quantity and reason. They are how, when, where, why, how often, etc. तो ये वो adverbs हैं जो questions पूछते हैं almost सब types के लिए. Let's read the sentences. How do you go to school? Why are you laughing? When will you come back? And where do you live? So let's underline the interrogative adverbs here. How, why, when and where. Let's read the given table. We have interrogative adverbs on one side and the examples. When used in manner, how will you go there? It's talking about manner. Place, where is the park? Time, when will you leave? frequency. How often do you visit your relatives? Degree or quantity, how much work is completed. And reason, why are you crying? बच्चों आप एक और इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ यहाँ ट्राई कर सकते हो. जब आप डिफरेंट इंटेरोगेटिव एडवर्ब्स के लिए क्वेश्चंस फ्रेम करो तो आप उनके आंसर्स भी लिखने की कोशिश करो. हाउ, वेयर, व्हेन, हाउ मच, हाउ ऑफन एंड व्हाई कैन बी यूज्ड एज इंटेरोगेटिव adverbs. Now let's focus on the formation of adverbs. There are different ways through which we can form adverbs. First, many adverbs are formed by adding ly to an adjective. For example, hard, hardly, easy, easily. Now here hard and easy are the adjectives. We have just added ly. Second way, if an adjective ends in y preceded by a consonant, then the adverb is formed by changing y to I before adding ly. For example, easy becomes easily. Here we have dropped the y and just added ily. So I completed my work easily. It's telling me how. If the adjective ends in ic, then simply add ally to form the adverb. Ends in ic, then you just add ally. Here you are not dropping anything. For example, artistic. Now artistic is an adjective. This person is very artistic. It changes to artistically. He completed his assignment artistically. This rule, however, has an exception. The adverb formed from public is publicly, not publicity or something else. Next way, if the adjective ends in able, this is the suffix we are talking about. Suffixes here for that matter. Able, able or le. Then replace e with y. For example, simple becomes simply. Words ending in l, we add ly. For example, internal, internally. This was done internally. This change was done internally. So you can say how. It gives you the answer how, internally. Children, I hope you could understand the different types of adverbs and how they are formed. Do revise all the rules, study the examples thoroughly and attempt the book exercises.